Now I want you to practice your circle walking. And if you ever get the chance to come to the Qigong retreat, we're going to spend a lot of time on this.
You're live on YouTube.
So circle walking is very, very important because it creates a geometric connection between you and the earth. Because every time you step, you're putting chi out from the bottom of your foot. So chi goes in and out of the foot. Also, you can breathe through your skin, okay? So as you breathe in and out through your skin, you're making a connection with the electromagnetic energy of the earth. And of course, we also can go the opposite way. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about the emotions. Fear attacks the low back. Anxiety attacks the hamstrings. So we usually start with anxiety. And when you see people doing this or tapping their fingers or drumming their fingers, that's a clear sign of anxiety. So anxiety by itself, not a big deal, but if you stay in a state of anxiety day in, day out, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you're going to definitely have an issue, okay? So anxiety, fear and anxiety. So we flip back and forth between fear and anxiety, and what that does is that paralyzes the pelvic movement, which weakens the urogeneral system. So when little kids are scared, what do they do in their pants? And when adults are scared, what do they do in their pants? Okay? So fear, not a good thing to stay in. You have to acknowledge the fear and then you have to move through it. Now worry affects the abdominal muscles. So when you're worried, some people have a tendency to overeat when they're worried. Other people have a tendency to lose their appetite completely. So either way, worry is not a good state to stay in. Worry should spur you into an action plan and write down, what am I worried about? How can I address those worries? And then move forward, okay? Now, anger is a pot, a poison pot. It's a complex of frustration, resentment, shame, blame, guilt, depression, and rage. So anger is all of these things. It's not just anger. Now, what is hate? Well, we think hate is anger, but hate is actually fear. So I'm afraid of you. I don't understand you, so I'm going to hate you. Or, I love you, and you won't do what I want you to do, so I'm angry at you, and when you say, I don't care if you're angry at me, then I hate you because you won't do what I want you to do. So, fear and love, or more correctly, attachment, because love does not express anger, but fear and attachment create hate. Wow. Now, Western medicine, psychiatric medicine, is more involved with prescribing drugs as opposed to actually figuring out what the trauma is. Now, Sigmund Freud was onto something. Of course, he went a little left at the end, and his students went even more left at the end, but the premise was correct. Your childhood traumas set you up. Now, if you have abandonment, rejection, and betrayal, which we all experience as children and young adults, and some people get married early, they get married at 20. Okay, stop the music. So, if you experience anger, if you experience abandonment, rejection, and betrayal, and you don't get over it if you hold on to the abandonment. So fear of abandonment drives some adults. Fear of betrayal, fear of rejection. So if you're an actor or a singer or a performer, you have to get over fear of rejection. A lot of men don't know how to approach women, don't know how to engage women, and more importantly, don't know how to keep a woman engaged. That leads to fear of rejection and then not trying. And then that leads down the rabbit hole of who knows what, okay? So, abandonment, rejection, betrayal, and abuse. So as a child, you have caregivers, hopefully your biological parents, but maybe not. They could abuse you. And abuse is continual. It's not a one event thing. It's like continuous. That's abuse. And then that leads to psychological problems. So none of these things is addressed properly in psychiatric medicine. Now, physical medicine doesn't respect psychiatric medicine. I'm sorry to say this, my uncle was a psychiatrist. So, and my aunt was a family mental health therapist. So I kind of grew up in all this psychology. And then I went to Africa to study with a shaman, and I learned they have a completely different view. And when I compare the Western view of psychiatry and psychology to the African view, I was like, whoa, you guys aren't even close. And then I studied Chinese medicine, and then I studied Tibetan Buddhist psychiatry. Whoa. So I used to get in lots of debates with psychotherapists. I don't have to do that anymore because I've got 40 years experience. So, without coming to see me as a patient, how can I get you to move through whatever's holding you back? So whether it's anger, fear, sadness, rejection, betrayal, abandonment, what the Taoists call the 7 deadly emotions. So energy and motion, when it's stuck, nothing happens. So when you constrict your chest because of anger, when you constrict your shoulders because of stress, when you constrict your low back or your hamstrings because of fear and anxiety, if you constrict your abdominals, then what happens? Blood doesn't flow, energy doesn't flow, nutrients don't flow, nerves get starved, and then eventually organs break down. So we're talking a whole downward spiral of energy. Okay, you can start the music again. So this is what happens when energy is not in motion.
J to the I to the N to the G. J, bounce, bounce, J.
Extend your hand.
Twist your wrist.
Extend your arm. Twist your wrist. Extend your arm. Twist your wrist.
Extend your arm.
Twist your wrist. Extend your heel.
Bounce, bounce.
Extend the heel. Turn the foot. Extend the heel. Turn the foot.
Bounce to the J.
Extend the heel, turn the foot, extend the arm.
G, twist, G, twist, G, twist, G,
now,
twist.
we're going to
Back
step.
left, twist to the right. Back step right, twist to the left. Back step left, twist to the right. Back step right, twist to the left.
Look at it, look at it, look at it.
Cheese, twist.
Look at it.
Twist, cheese, twist. Liver, stretch. Cheese, twist. Liver, stretch. Cheese, twist. Cheese, twist. Liver, stretch. Cheese, twist. Liver, stretch. Speed it up. Bounce, cheese, bounce, cheese, bounce, cheese, bounce, cheese, cheese, twist, cheese, twist, cheese, twist, cheese, twist. Shen, lift, lift, shen, shen, lift, lift, shen.
Put your drama in a bucket. Pick up the bucket over your head. Scoop up your drama in a bucket. Throw the bucket over your head. Scoop up the bucket.
Throw out the drama.
Pick up the bucket.
Throw down the drama.
Put down your bucket. Go tell your mama.
Put down your drama. Go tell
Your mama. My issues
Nobody got time for this.
are in my
I gotta
tissues.
get rid of my ish.
My issues in my tissues. Ain't nobody got time for this. I gotta get rid of my ish.
Cheese, twist, cheese, twist, cheese, twist, cheese, twist. Back step left, turn to the right. Back step right, twist to the left. Back step left, twist to the right. Back step right, twist to the left. Cheese, twist, cheese, twist, cheese, twist, cheese, twist. Liver, stretch, cheese, twist, stretch the liver, twist, stretch the liver, twist. Cheese, twist, liver, stretch, cheese, twist, liver, stretch. Bounce your chain, chain bounce, bounce your chain.
Now we go back to the beginning.
Chain bounce, chain bounce. Bang your heels on the ground, up on your toes. Bang your heels, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Bang your heels, drop your shoulders. Loosen your neck, twist your head. Loosen your neck, twist your head. Pop your hands, pop your arms. Shake your body, shake your body. Let your cheek fly. Let it go, let it flow. Your cheek, no, let it go. Let it flow, let it flow.
Do bobblehead.
No, let it go. Bounce, ching, bounce. Three treasures dance. Jing bounce, chi twist, and Shen lift.
Sounds good, right? Okay, so now we're going to do the lung swim. So you're going to lean back. You're going to do the breaststroke to the left. Pull the chi up, and then twist to the right, and do the breaststroke. Cosmic to earth, earth to feet to heart, heart to cosmic. Now lean back, and now we're going to swim towards the sky. Earthly chi up into the heart, lean back, fly to the sky. mix it with heavenly Qi, and now pour it over the Shen, the Qi, and the Jing.
Register for this class, go to bluedragonqigong.org. That's QIGONG.org.
Now this elbow is going to go out, the hand is going to go up. You're going to step in, both palms towards the sky, and now you're going to step out. And step in. So this is for the lungs. This particular part of the exercise is to clean the lungs. So we use the lymphatic system to clean the dirt out of the lungs, as well as cleaning the breast tissue. So breast cancer sometimes spreads to the lung cancer sometimes spreads to the breast. So this is how we do it. This is how we clean the lungs. So this prevents the accumulation of waste matter that could possibly turn into breast lumps that could possibly become cancerous. So keep your lungs clean, keep your breast tissue clean. And by the way, my uncle, who is the psychiatrist, got breast cancer. And without acupuncture, I was able to help him overcome his breast cancer just with diet and herbs and Qigong. So now, okay, that was for grief, I forgot to mention. The first one was for anger, second one was for grief. This is for worry, obsession, compulsion.